Today, we are diving into a really powerful story about love, trust, and this single, life-altering choice made on a rainy train platform. It poses a tough question, one we've all probably thought about. What do you do when you find out the person you love has been lying to you from the very beginning? Right from the get-go, the story lays its cards on the table. Look, this is not a fairy tale. It's all about the messy, complicated reality of love and the brutal choices you have to make when it all starts to fall apart. And that's really the question at the heart of this whole thing. So at the center of it all is our protagonist, Emily. She finds herself at this impossible crossroads with Daniel, the man she loves. In one single moment, she has to decide. Does she stay and fight for what they have, or does she just walk away and never look back? So how in the world did she end up here? Well, it all kicks off with something so simple, a notification on her phone. A single text from a number she doesn't recognize is about to completely tear down the world she thought she knew. And there it is. Just imagine that message popping up on your screen. It's only a few words, but wow, they are designed to plant that tiny seed of doubt, to just ignite your suspicion. And just like that, everything she was so sure about is completely up in the air. And this is the question just echoing in her mind. It's that little whisper of fear, of confusion. After everything they've built, what other secret could possibly be hiding in the shadows? You can just feel the dread in that moment. Well, the mystery doesn't hang around for long. That same unknown number calls her, and with that call, the hidden truth finally starts to crawl into the light. And look at how fast this all happens. It goes from a cryptic text to a direct phone call from a woman named Sophie. In literally a matter of moments, Emily's entire world just shatters as the full and very complicated truth starts to come out. And here it is, the bombshell. The voice on the phone, Sophie, reveals she's Daniel's fiancé. But then, and this is the part that changes everything, she says Daniel tried to leave her for Emily. This is so crucial. It's not a simple case of cheating. Oh no, it is so much more complicated than that. And that's when you realize what the real conflict is here. It's not Emily versus Sophie. It's about Daniel, totally torn between his genuine love for Emily and this immense sense of duty to his family, especially to his very sick father. So, let's really break this down. Let's look at the impossible situation Daniel is trapped in. Because on one side, you have his deep, real love for Emily. And on the other, you have this crushing weight of family obligation. You can see the two forces just pulling him apart here. On the responsibility side, his sick father's dying wishes, a forced engagement to Sophie, and this need to protect his family from any more pain. But on the love side, all of his memories with Emily, the paralyzing fear of losing her, and the hope they could have a future. This is why he lied. It wasn't malice, it was just desperation. Okay, so all of this leads to one final painful meeting. Emily texts Daniel to meet at the very train station where their story first began. It's this perfect full circle moment where the truth finally has to stand face to face with their past. And Ellie, she just cuts right to the heart of it. Her question isn't really about the other woman. It's about the lies. The real source of her pain is the broken trust. She just needs to understand why he couldn't tell her the whole truth. And Daniel's answer is just as raw and honest. It's a confession, right? He was terrified. He truly believed that if he told her the truth about his impossible situation, he would lose her right then and there. So he hid it, hoping he could somehow fix it all without her ever getting hurt. This exchange is just tragic. Emily's simple question, "and now?" forces Daniel to face the absolute irony of what he did. In trying so desperately not to lose her, he did the one thing that made losing her pretty much inevitable. Now this is where the story gets really, really interesting. See, it doesn't just give us one easy answer. Instead, it offers up two completely different endings, two paths Emily could take. So let's really analyze what each one of these paths means. But before we dive in, just think about it for a second. If you were standing on that platform, knowing everything, what would you choose? Would you lean into forgiveness and the love you still have for him? Or would you prioritize your own self-respect, knowing that the trust is shattered? This table breaks it down perfectly. So, option A, that's the path of forgiveness. She stays. She's basically betting that their love is strong enough to rebuild from the lies. Option B, though, is the path of self-respect. She leaves, holding on to the belief that without trust, love just has no foundation to stand on. So in that first ending, Emily says, I'm choosing us, but no more lies. It's a forgiveness that comes with a condition, a promise to rebuild together. But in the second ending, her words are just as powerful, but the outcome is the complete opposite. I love you, but I can't trust you. And that's this painful admission that sometimes love all by itself just isn't enough. And in the end, the story leaves us with this profound, difficult truth. Love isn't just one thing. Sometimes it's the glue that holds people together against impossible odds. And other times, it's the very thing that teaches you how to be strong enough to let go. The real question then is, which lesson is the more valuable one?